Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn few concepts about our lesson number 2.6 World Heritage. Friends, this is a very short video, and in this short video we'll learn few concepts for better understanding of this lesson 2.6 World Heritage. In this video we'll learn what do you mean by World Heritage, and we'll also learn about UNESCO or the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. At the end of this video, I'll give you few links. You just have to Google them and find the additional information or which are the sites which have been enlisted as World Heritage Sites by UNESCO. The first concept is what is mean by UNESCO. Friends, the full form of UNESCO is United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, and UNESCO is the abbreviation of this name. UNESCO is an international organization which works in three areas. First is education, second is science, and third is culture. Friends, UNESCO is the branch of United Nations and it is established on 4th of November 1945, 74 years ago. Its headquarters is existing in Paris, which is existed in France nation. UNESCO has 193 members, means every nation is the member of UNESCO. As I have said you already that UNESCO works in three major areas, and that is education, science and culture. In this lesson we are specially concerned about or will specially focus on the cultural work of UNESCO in lesson number 2.6 World Heritage. Friends, before moving on, I would like to tell you one thing. Every nation on earth have and has to be the member of United Nations organization. That means each and every nation is the member of United Nations organization. There are 193 members of United Nations organization. That means in universe or on earth 193 nations have the legal status as a nation. Now next is what is mean by World Heritage Site. World Heritage Site is the site or a place declared by UNESCO for its special importance or for its unique cultural and natural importance to the humanity. Friends, there are few places in the world which are very special and which are very important for the further generations of the humanity. And when UNESCO declares these sites as a special sites for the humanity, the responsibility of protection of such sites lies on the UNESCO. Now look at the list of few World Heritage Sites. First is Taj Mahal, Kaziranga National Park, Sun Temple, Qutub Minar of India, Great Wall of China, Great Barrier Reef of Australia, Nubian Monuments of Egypt, Kathmandu Valley, Nepal, Yellowstone National Park of USA, and Ajanta and Ellora Caves of India. Friends, I have given you few links for finding additional information on various World Heritage Sites. You just have to tap on them, read it out if possible, and enjoy the beauty and the picture of various World Heritage Sites. The remaining part of the lesson we'll see in the next video. Thank you. Now let us see the remaining part of this lesson. I am reading the first paragraph. Listen carefully. A World Heritage Site is a site determined by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization (UNESCO) to have significant or cultural importance to humanity. As such, the sites are protected and maintained by the International World Heritage Program, which is administered by the UNESCO World Heritage Committee. Because World Heritage Sites are places that are significant culturally and naturally. They vary in type and include forests, lakes, monuments, buildings, and cities. World Heritage Sites can also be a combination of both cultural and natural areas. For example, Mount Huangshan in China is a site with significance to human culture because it played a role in historical Chinese art and literature. The mountain is also significant because of its physical landscape characteristics. Friends, in the previous part, I have already explained the role of UNESCO, its composition, and the work done by UNESCO. Now, there are too many places in world which are important in historic point of view, which are important in scientific point of view, which are important in natural point of view, and which are also important in architectural point of view. So we can say that these are the sites which are scientifically important, culturally important, naturally important, historically important, and architecturally important. You must not forget that UNESCO has highlighted various sites across the world which are unique in nature, and these sites need protection for display of the further generations or the future generations of the humanity. We can see that world is so beautiful, but we need such a beautiful vision to find it out, and UNESCO has become very visionary to point out and to highlight these sites. Now let us move towards the next part, history of World Heritage Sites. Although the idea of protecting cultural and natural heritage sites around the world began in early 20th century, momentum for its actual creation was not until the 1950s. In 1954, Egypt started plans to build the Aswan High Dam to collect and control water from the Nile River. The initial plan for the dam's construction would have flooded the valley containing the Abu Simbel temples and scores of ancient Egyptian artifacts. To protect the temples and artifacts, UNESCO launched an international campaign in 1959 that called for dismantling and movement of the temples to higher grounds. The project cost an estimated $80 million, 40 million US dollars of which came from 50 different countries. Because of the project's success, UNESCO and the International Council on Monuments and Sites initiated a draft convention to create an international organization responsible for protecting cultural heritage. Shortly thereafter, in 1965, a White House conference in United States called for a World Heritage Trust to protect historic and cultural sites, but to also protect the world's significant natural and scenic sites. Finally, in 1968, The United the International Union for Conservation of Nature developed similar goals and presented them at the United Nations Conference on Human Environment in Stockholm, Sweden in 1972. Following the presentation of these goals, the Convention concerning the protection of world cultural and natural heritage was adopted by UNESCO's General Conference on November 16, 1972. Friends, the meaning of scores of is plenty of or many of. An artifact means a piece of art made by human being. Next is dismantling. Dismantling means pulling down or breaking down. Initiate means to begin or to start. So friends, what has been given in this paragraph? Friends, the idea of protecting cultural or the natural heritage sites began in 1954 in Egypt. You know that why Egypt? Every nation has its own developmental needs, and we are doing lots of projects for the sake of development of the nation or for the sake of development of humanity. In 1954, Egypt planned to build a very high level dam in Aswan Valley, and there are very beautiful temples in the valley. The name of those temples is Abu Simbel temples. These temples are the excellent piece of art and architecture, and temples were built during the tenure of King Ramses around 13th century. At that time, some people were of the thought that these temples should be protected because these are very ancient, and next is and another reason was these are very unique temples and beautiful in the perspective of art and architecture. UNESCO supported the thought processing of these people. You know that the Aswan High Dam project was estimated around 80 million US dollars. It was a very costly project, and half of the amount, that means 40 million US dollars, was to be collected by 50 different countries. At that time, UNESCO appealed the whole world that although the development is the necessity of each and every nation, but the course of development should not harm or should not destruct the unique, ancient, cultural, historic sites of the world. And the people supported the appeal of UNESCO, and various nations supported the appeal of UNESCO that although the development is the necessity of each and every nation, but each and every nation must bind itself to protect and preserve the unique, ancient, natural, historic, scenic sites of the world. And UNESCO got the success in its appeal in 1959. Consequently, Egypt stopped the building of Aswan High Dam in Aswan Valley because of various pressure groups and the moment initiated by UNESCO. Shortly thereafter, in 1965, White House Conference in United States called World Heritage Trust was established by UNESCO to protect such kind of historic, beautiful and ancient sites not only in Egypt but also in the whole world. And because of the success of UNESCO in Egypt, UNESCO appealed all the nations of world in 1972 Stockholm Conference, and all nations came together and ratified the convention to protect the cultural and architectural historic sites across the nation. And each and every nation who is the member of United Nations organization is bound by this law to protect the natural, cultural, historic and scenic sites across the nation or across the world. Next is the World Heritage Committee. Today, the World Heritage Committee is a main group responsible for establishing which sites will be listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The committee meets once a year and consists of representatives from 21 state parties that are elected for 6-year terms by the World Heritage Center's General Assembly. The state parties are then responsible for identifying and nominating new sites within their territory to be considered for inclusion on the World Heritage List. So friends, World Heritage Committee is the committee having the members from 21 nations, and these members or these nations are elected after every 6 years, and each and every nation is sending a proposal to World Heritage Committee for nominating the sites from their nations as a World Heritage Sites. This committee meets once every year, and by sitting together they are deciding the proposals got by various nations, whether to nominate that sites as a World Heritage Sites or not. This committee scrutinizes the proposals. Committee studies those sites in historic, architectural and cultural point of view, and deciding that whether the site should be granted as a World Heritage Site or not. And once the committee decides a particular site in a particular nation as a World Heritage Site, the committee brings that site or that place in the World Heritage List published by World Heritage Committee or published by UNESCO's World Heritage Sites. Next is becoming a World Heritage Site. There are 5 steps in becoming a World Heritage Site. The first of which is for a country or a state party to take an inventory of its significant cultural and natural sites. This is called the tentative list, and it is important because nominations to World Heritage List will not be considered unless nominated site was first included on the tentative list. Next, countries are then able to select sites from their tentative list to be included on a nomination file. Third step is a review of the nomination file by 2 advisory bodies consisting of the International Council on Monuments and Sites and World Conservation Union, who then make a recommendation to the World Heritage Committee. The World Heritage Committee meets once a year to review these recommendations and decide which sites will be added to the World Heritage List. The final step in becoming a World Heritage Site is determining whether or not a nominated site meets at least one of 10 selection criteria. If the site meets this criteria, it can then be inscribed on the World Heritage List. Once a site goes through this process and is chosen, it remains the property of the country on whose territory it sits, but it also becomes considered within the international community. Now, what is the processing of World Heritage Committee? World Heritage Committee declares a particular site as a World Heritage Site through 5 steps. In first step, each and every nation decides which sites are existing in their nations which are fulfilling the criteria of World Heritage Sites, and those nations are placing those sites on a tentative list of World Heritage Committee. Committee then reviews those sites through their criteria. To declare a particular site as a World Heritage Site, it needs the place or a particular site needs to fulfill one of 10 criteria of UNESCO. And if a particular site or a place is fulfilling at least one criteria of 10 criteria of UNESCO, then the committee can decide that site as a World Heritage Site. In next step, the governments of those nations are proposing to the UNESCO to declare the sites which they have already brought on the tentative list as a World Heritage Site. In next step, UNESCO reviews the applications from those nations. And in next step, the UNESCO decides whether the site is fulfilling the criteria of World Heritage Sites or not. And if committee thinks that these sites are fulfilling the at least one criteria of 10 criteria of UNESCO to declare as a World Heritage Site, and if a nation or if a place or if a site of that nation is fulfilling the criteria of UNESCO, then committee thinks that whether these sites needs the attention of the World Committee or not. And if the site needs the attention of UNESCO, then UNESCO declares that site as a World Heritage Site. But for a declaration of a particular site as a World Heritage Site, UNESCO requires the recommendation from the World Heritage Committee. And for that reason, UNESCO is giving its recommendation whether the site should be placed as a World Heritage Site or not. And if the committee says that yes, these sites needs to be placed on World Heritage list of the UNESCO, then UNESCO brings it on a World Heritage list and declares the new modified list as a World Heritage list by the UNESCO. Friends, the rest of the part of this lesson we'll see in the next video. Thank you.